Hi guys, my name is Mira and I'm 23 years old. I graduated from George Washington University in DC a couple years ago. My major is in public health and my minor was in dance. So now I've been with the foundation for a couple of years and I'm really excited to be sharing my passion for public health with you guys because we're kind of all in the same age group when it comes to HIV/AIDS. So it means a lot to me to be here with you today.
Hi, I'm Andrew Kong Knight. I'm from Hayward High School. I'm an art instructor there, and this contest is a very powerful one because it helps save lives, people with AIDS. It's an opportunity for students to raise money for people who are dying from AIDS. Class, this is a opportunity for you to express yourself on the AIDS disease and opportunity for you to win money.
Okay, so I need you guys to help me out with this next part. We're going to do a simulation. So if I can get all of you to come up to the front of the class, I'm going to hand you each a test tube and then give you some instructions. Okay, so don't shake it or anything. Just hold it in your hand. Okay, here you go. So what I want you to do is, I'm going to give you 3 or 4 minutes, and then I want you to swap the fluids with each other, okay? Now, the thing is, after you finish swapping, I want to make sure that however much fluid you have in your test tube right now is what you end with as well. So don't have it be like, very little or full. So make sure that you have kind of the same amount. And go. Don't be shy.
How many people can you swap with before you get HIV?
Yeah, I heard this was like a cancer.
Don't get too excited now. 20 more seconds. Okay, so once I put the reagent in, put your stopper back on and swish it around a little bit.
I thought I couldn't get it because I only swapped with girls.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so put your stoppers on and swish it. Okay, those of your vials that turned bright pink, raise them in the air. So that's 4 of you. Okay, so for purposes of the simulation, you guys have the HIV virus. So the point of it is that you don't know whether you got the virus from the first person you swapped with or the 7th person you swapped with. So the face of HIV is indistinguishable, because you can't tell who has it. It's the person next to you or the person across the room. So that's why you have to practice safe sex each and every time. So yeah, thanks guys for participating. Okay, so those of your vials that turned pink, I said that you guys have the HIV virus. So you already know that the disease doesn't discriminate by race or gender or age or ethnicity. So human immunodeficiency virus, it's the one that actually causes AIDS. So first you're infected with HIV. AIDS is the full-blown disease that happens much later on if you continue to have the virus without getting treated. It attacks your immune system's T cells, so it weakens your body's entire immune system. So if someone who doesn't have HIV gets pneumonia, say, they can be cured from that. But if someone who has HIV gets pneumonia, it's a lot more dangerous because their body's entire immune system has been weakened. So many cases, people who die from HIV or AIDS actually die from common diseases like a cold because their immune system is that weak. Okay, so next slide. Okay, so how is HIV transmitted? So a lot of us, especially in high school and in college, we have kind of different assumptions about the way HIV is transmitted, basically, things we've learned from our family, from our friends, online. So I'm going to bring up different modes of transmission up here, and then as a class, I want you to yell out whether you think you can get it, so yes or no. Okay, so here you go. Mosquito bites. And oral sex?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So mosquito bites, no, because they have a different kind of molecular structure to their blood than we do in humans. So even if they, bite someone who has HIV and then they bite you, they're not going to transmit that virus because it doesn't work with their body system. Oral sex, actually, definitely, I thought so in high school and college too. But there's actually only 3 known cases in the entire world where people claimed they got HIV because of oral sex. But most doctors attribute that to probably other sexual behaviors that happened in tandem, and that's why they reported it as oral sex. But you cannot get HIV through oral sex, but STDs are obviously possible. Kissing.
No.
And mother to child?
Yes.
Yay. Okay. Next one. Unprotected sex.
Yes.
What about tattoos and piercings with sanitized needles?
No.
If they're unsanitized, obviously, yes. But with sanitized needles, no. That's why it's really important if you decide to get a tattoo or a piercing that you do it in a really legit place that has a good license, etc. Sharing needles?
Yes.
Being coughed or sneezed on?
No.
Okay. Good. Next. What about saliva, tears, and sweat?
No.
And using the same toilet?
No.
Okay, next please. What about sharing food, water, and utensils?
No.
Bodily fluids to an open source?
Yes.
Okay. A resounding yes. Okay, the next point, please. So you can only get HIV if infected blood, semen, or vaginal fluids enter your body through an open source. So basically what I want you to take away from this is that in any of these cases, like being coughed on or sneezed on, saliva, tears, and sweat, there has to be traces of blood in the bodily fluids in order for the disease to transmit. So if you're kissing someone, you're not going to transmit the virus unless there's traces of blood when you're kissing them, right? So even if you get coughed on or sneezed on, if there's no blood in those fluids, then you're not going to get the virus. So that's really important to take away from it, which is why usually in things like oral sex, it's not transmitted. Yes?
Is it just the breast milk, or is it 100% positive the baby will get the disease if the mother is HIV positive?
No, that's a really good question, actually. So if you are HIV positive, you can still definitely have children. There are medications now that we can give expectant mothers along with their prenatal vitamins that will pretty much, if there's a 98% chance your child will not have HIV. But it needs to be like the moment you know you're pregnant, you need to start those medications. So the reason that it's so rampant in developing countries is because A, the mother doesn't even know she's HIV positive, and B, she doesn't know when she's actually pregnant until much later on in the pregnancy. So there are ways to prevent it, but those things are kind of only over here and in Europe versus in developing countries. Okay, why should I care? So at our age, kind of the scariest thing that can happen from unprotected sex is an unplanned pregnancy, and that's still as scary. But why should HIV be, kind of on your mind just as much as an unplanned pregnancy should be?